This morning's Farm Report is sponsored by LS Tractor. Start blue, stay blue.
This year, make LS Tractor your all-season workhorse. From spring applications using LS tillers, box blades, rotary cutters, and grapples, to winter applications utilizing LS snow blowers, blades, and brooms. With this lineup, there's no job you can't do with LS tractors and implements. Learn more at lstractorusa.com or check out your local LS dealer.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A great big howdy. I'd like to lead off this morning with a summary, a recap of the North Carolina State Fair. I was at the fair all last week. I was in a portion of the fair that was very educational called Heritage Circle. It was below the village of yesteryear. And down beyond where I was stationed, there's a big shelter or pavilion that Commissioner Steve Troxler, Commissioner of Agriculture Steve Troxler, had erected a couple of years ago, and we call it the Tobacco Pavilion. And during this week that I was volunteering along with quite a few other people, a load of green tobacco from the research station in Oxford was brought in on the first Friday, and the tobacco was separated and strung on sticks like from years gone by. It was placed in a permanent log tobacco barn. They own the premises, and then from that point on into the week, the tobacco was cured from green tobacco to good smelling, very colorful yellow tobacco from the curing process throughout the week. And this was done with wood and not with propane. And I was honored to be there when all that was happening. So it was a very educational experience. And these are the results of the 12-day fair that we have just completed. According to the State Fair News Office, 926,425 people attended the 2023 NC State Fair. The 2023 North Carolina State Fair ended its 11-day run with a strong final weekend that pushed total attendance to 926,425 people. Other fair highlights included a new auction record for the livestock sale of champions and strong participation of Smithfield Foods Hunger Relief Day and competitive entries. I am grateful for our fair goers, vendors, and businesses that support the fair, said Agriculture Commissioner Steve Troxler. It is a celebration of the best of North Carolina and feels like an annual reunion that brings together everything that makes North Carolina a great place to live. It is also a celebration of our state's $103.2 billion agriculture industry, from the dairy farm families highlighted, the mock tobacco auction, livestock competitions, and horse shows, to the horticultural displays, Got to Be NC Agriculture Pavilion, and soil and forestry exhibits. The North Carolina State Fair Livestock Sale of Champions drew a record of $217,850 in bids, breaking the previous record by $5,350. Monies from the sale go into a scholarship fund that all competitors are eligible to apply for, and to the Grand and Reserve Champion exhibitors. Smithfield Foods Hunger Relief Day saw fairgoers donate 253,000 pounds of canned goods this year, compared to 214,000 pounds last year, combined with 500,000 servings of protein from the Smithfield Foods for the Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina. More than 6.3 million pounds of food have been collected since the Hunger Relief Partnership started in 1993. This year's fair had 21,626 entries in general competitions and 2,819 entries into livestock competitions. This year's giant pumpkin and watermelon competitions by weight were the largest competitions of this type the fair has had. The competitions included a 308-pound watermelon, which was the largest grown in the world so far this year, and a 2,124-pound pumpkin. While numbers help us tell the story of a successful North Carolina State Fair, it isn't the only measure, said Troxler. We also gauge success from the happy and smiling faces we see on the fairgrounds as people enjoyed what we hope was their best day ever. Mark your calendars now for October 17th through the 27th, 2024. So it sounds like this was just an outstanding fair. The numbers did not quite reach 1 million, but certainly did approach it. And a good time was had by all, to put it mildly. During this fair event, this news release says, I think it was an 11-day event. Each day, they chose a farm family to dedicate and honor. And I'd like to share a little bit about that. The North Carolina State Fair announces the 2023 Farm Families of the Day. The North Carolina State Fair is honoring farm families again this year through its Family Farm Day program sponsored by Tractor Supply Company. The program is returning for its third year to recognize and celebrate more of the state's rich agricultural heritage and the farm families behind the $103.2 billion of agriculture and agribusiness industry. The State Fair's earliest beginnings sought to elevate the understanding of new agricultural practices and technology. Today, one of the agriculture's biggest challenges is helping people make the connection between farming and the food they enjoy, said Agriculture Commissioner Steve Troxler. Farm families tell that story the best because they're out there every day working hard to grow the food, the fiber, and the fuel we need. We look forward to recognizing these 11 families at the NC State Fair in 2023. The 2023 North Carolina Farm Families so honored by the North Carolina State Fair include Willow Oak Farms of Fuquay-Varina, Rudd Farm of Greensboro, S&L Riverside Dairy of Vale, J&J Martin's Farm Produce of Mount Olive, L&S Family Farms of Nashville, Lee's Produce of Benson, Windmill Acres Farm of Kernersville, Gilboa Farms of Rockingham, Hidden Acres Farms of Lewisburg, Andrews Family Farm of Trenton, Bright Branch Farms of Hendersonville. The 11 families were nominated either by family or community members for their hard work and dedication to our state's #1 industry, as well as their overall love for the North Carolina State Fair. The lucky winners were chosen at random. Each farm family is assigned a specific day of the 2023 NC State Fair. Once more, the fair spanned from October 12th through October 22nd, and these various families were honored through public address announcements and on-grounds signage, as well as being featured on both the NC State Fair and the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Science blogs and social media platforms. Follow along on those outlets to learn more about each farm and what made them outstanding candidates for this year's Family Farm of the Day program. Each family also received a North Carolina State Fair prize pack, including fair tickets to use on any day of their choosing. Congratulations to all the winners, and we look forward to seeing you at the NC State Fair again next year. The 2023 State Fair did run from October 12th through the 22nd at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds in Raleigh, and the fair offers an experience unique to North Carolina to all who attend, and is an unparalleled value with free entertainment, thrilling rides and games, thousands of animals, endless family activities, competitions, vendors, and creative deep-fried delights. So that's a little bit of an overview of a very successful fair. The difference between a fair and a carnival, I might say, is a carnival is just the rides and the things of that nature, the midway, etc., whereas a fair is really a learning experience with educational exhibits, with competitions, with things from the farm that are featured and highlighted at the fair. And so a fair is a learning experience, to put it mildly. Transitioning from the fair into this other article, I'd like to introduce to you all some information on the new Chancellor of North Carolina State University. His name is Gary Fox, and he's the new Dean of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. And this has just happened in recent weeks. And here is an article that's presented by way of a questionnaire. What are your initial goals as Dean of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences? Dean Fox replies, one of the most important goals is making connections with people and understanding where there are opportunities for growth. Our primary goal will be to continue the strong partnerships we have with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, the North Carolina Farm Bureau, and our industry and commodity groups within North Carolina. I am participating in a listening tour across the state where I can learn about all of the issues facing our agriculture and life science industries and how NC State can play an even greater role. I am going to find ways to provide resources both internally and externally to help our fantastic faculty, staff, and students succeed and be more efficient and effective in their roles. I'm interested in engaging with students as much as possible and in putting together student advisory panels to help lead the college. I will also be visiting the incredible network of research stations we have within the state. I am passionate about making sure that we help those research stations by improving facilities and bringing in new technology. All of this, these comments are the words of Dean Gary Fox, the new Dean of NC State. We need to continue to support the North Carolina Plant Sciences Initiative and translate the great research at the Plant Science Building to our stakeholders to really make a difference in the lives of citizens across North Carolina. We have an incredible opportunity to re-energize the vision for the Food Animal Initiative. How can we invest and promote food animal agriculture research, extension, and teaching at North Carolina State? Animal agriculture is such an important part of our agricultural industry. Another question, what changes do you see on the horizon? Dean Fox says it this way, a digital revolution is happening right now, and it's coming to agriculture and life sciences. We've already started to invest in artificial intelligence, data science, and data analytics at the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. But when you look at other things and when you consider other alternatives, it's going to revolutionize what we're doing and how we're doing it, not only in research, but also in extension and teaching. Another question posed to Dean Fox. You've worked jointly with the College of Engineering on the undergraduate programs in agricultural and biological engineering? Will you seek out new partnerships as dean? One of the things that I'm excited about based on that success is building even stronger partnerships with not only the College of Engineering, but all of the colleges at NC State. For example, how do we best interface with the College of Veterinary Medicine as part of the Food Animal Initiative? How do we better partner with the colleges of sciences, natural resources, textiles, design, humanities and social sciences, and education as examples on important issues facing agriculture within North Carolina? When you consider the complexity of the food and agricultural system, the challenges are incredibly complex, and they're going to require transdisciplinary expertise and efforts. We also need to recruit the very best students into the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences to help us solve these complex challenges. Here's the final question. What were your experiences with agriculture growing up? I grew up on a beef cattle farm and wheat farm in a very small town named Godley, Texas. I graduated with a class of 35 students and was heavily involved in FFA, including traveling the state of Texas, judging dairy cows, which provided so many opportunities to build leadership and public speaking skills. I'm a big supporter of youth educational activities like FFA and 4-H. I was a first-generation college student, and it was a shock coming from a town of maybe 600 people to walk into a chemistry class of 250 students at Texas A&M University. But the thing I could control that was a part of my fabric from growing up on a farm was hard work. It's hard to outwork me, and I plan on using that work ethic as Dean of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences at North Carolina State University. We've spent some time this morning recapping the events of the North Carolina State Fair, and indeed it was a great event. To my knowledge, everyone was safe, and harmony prevailed from all across the campus of the fair, and we look forward to next week. NC State is doing a lot of wonderful things with research, with technology, and it trickles down locally to our cooperative extension services. And our cooperative extension services in each county is where education is conveyed locally by way of NC State and Raleigh. This is all the time I have. Have a good week. Thank you for letting me tune in, and God bless.